Hi, this is Roger Siliberto. I'm the SVP of Sales at Companybook North America, and this is part two of a training session to show you just exactly what Companybook can do for you. Now, in our first part, we talked about the value of segmenting your market and how valuable it is employing the machine learning and artificial intelligence and the technology that Companybook uses to define companies as they define themselves. So in our example of finding ERP companies, we are actually reading millions upon millions of websites every single day, 3,500 every minute, and pulling back the companies that say the words, that in this case, ERP, multiple times on their site to determine that they are indeed ERP companies. Now the value here is, if anybody has ever tried to use an SIC code or a NAICS code to segment their market and find these ERP companies, it's not an easy task, and what you can do in literally seconds might take you weeks to do outside of Companybook. So now that we've defined our ERP companies and we've defined our marketing contacts, I'm now on the dashboard, and this is the list we created. And I wanted to just show you what type of information you can also get once you've created these lists. So why don't we use Nancy Peters as an example, and we look at Nancy's card here, and you can see that we have her email. In this case we have a main line. If we would have selected direct dial, we would have only seen the people that have direct dials available. We also have LinkedIn profile here, so if I clicked on that, that should launch Nancy's LinkedIn profile, and there she is. If we go back to the record here, as I scroll down, you'll see things from relationships that Nancy may have. If she was mentioned on the web, that would populate here. In this case, there's no mention of her on the web. But also, if she was prevalent in social media, that would show here. Doppelgangers or other organizations that Nancy Peters, this Nancy Peters, or even other Nancy Peters that have similar names may have worked for. And then, of course, a framing of the web so that you can learn even more about Nancy Peters, whether it's Nancy at Cashy that you can see here, or anything else. So if you can even search Nancy Peters on LinkedIn if you want. So the idea here is to keep you all within this single environment where you don't have to go out looking for this type of information. Now, the other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to focus a little bit on the company data that we get. So now that we've isolated Nancy Peters, we've isolated this company as an ERP company, or a company that has something to do with ERP, we want to look at all the information that we get from the web and from the different sources that we scrape to get this information, the unstructured data, and give it some semblance of reason here. Now, as I scroll down here, you'll see everything from about to smart searches, structure, all the way down to contact. And whether it's an overview on the company itself, a link to the website itself, the keywords that are most prevalent on their website, all this information is available to you very quickly, very easily. The similar companies tab is also built on the reading of other websites that use the similar types of words to define themselves. Same with partners. At any point you could take this and create a new list on your dashboard. Companies in their corporate family is also available here. You can look at the whole company structure if you wanted. Heck, you can go after all the marketing people at all the subsidiaries, divisions of this organization if you wanted to as well. As we continue down, you'll also notice the ability to go after the people in the organization, and wherever you see in, it just means that we have a LinkedIn connection. As I mentioned earlier, the check mark means that it's been verified at multiple sources. The phone means we have a direct dial. Now, one of the unique features we bring to the table here is there's 129 people in our grouping for this organization, and in some platforms, if you went in here and you said, hey, I want to find somebody within facilities at this organization, you could see that we don't have anybody from facilities here within this company. Now, on any other platform, you would now have to go to another source to try and find these facilities people. But what Companybook has done is we have framed in not only LinkedIn, but we've also framed in a Google search that links you directly to the company. So if I wanted to see if I get lucky here and search the word facilities, this will now pull up facilities people within this company and allow me to take them and populate them right in to my personal company book, which is a great tool because, again, I didn't have to leave the platform to find these individuals. I have them all here. I can populate them from a reputable source. In this case, it is LinkedIn. It's being verified and validated behind the scenes, and it'll be automatically populated up top because, again, it is a validated source. And now if I go in and I run that same facility search, I should be able to find a couple, which I did. Additional good news is because I have established the syntax of the email, I can now reach out to a Diane or a Vincent with high probability of knowing they're there based on their LinkedIn criteria. And again, high probability based on their email of others in the organization that I will find these facilities people. So that's basically an overview of a company record, how you can take a deeper dive into the individuals that you've created, in this case in your ERP list. But we're going to explore integration with Salesforce in our next module, and we'll be back with that in a little bit.